the thing that comes through really strongly is actually the other way, a message for us from future.
Yeah, my dear Eder.
Yes.
Such an honor for us today, actually, to meet, and it's very honor for me to be able to ask some question and receive those wonderful answers. I am so excited to receive from you, from your path, your journey with being and awakening to your psychicness, and this artistry that comes with it, this multidimensional wisdom and powers that you have you have gotten intimate with, and you are now guiding others on this same journey of remembering and reactivating those gifts. So I'm excited that we dive into all those topics together.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm very excited to just spend time with you and your wonderful energy.
You did speak about many things on your channel around topics that I'm personally super passionate about, all the Claire gifts that we are to access, that are available to everyone, as you explained. So why do you think those gifts are reawakening right now? For you, for us?
I definitely truly believe that the earth is going through her own shift, her own reawakening. And therefore, us being beings of the earth, or at least in this life, we're all vibrating that and experiencing that as well. I also think that it's the time that we're in. We're being called to shift. We're being called to move from the third to the fifth dimension. And we all came and chose to be here in this moment to experience that. And so there's this deep knowing in our souls that, I remember my whole life really growing up being like, there's more, there's something I don't know about, and asking why to everything. And I feel like a lot of people resonate with this. I meet more and more people that are awakening right now. And I almost give them a little extra compassion because the earth is getting so far along her shift, people are reawakening really abruptly. And I know so many of my loved ones in the US are not only going through their own awakening of starting to ask themselves questions of why do I live this way, and what do I truly want, and what is my soul, and what does purpose mean to me, but also they're starting to have these psychic phenomenons happening to them, or they're having deep shadow work, and it's all just compiling together and rapidly moving. And so I feel like my awakening was a little bit more soft and gentle and slow. And so I think that it's just a part of the natural timeline of this moment that is being guided by Mother Gaia, by Mother Earth. It was her choice. Her soul has been a part of this land, for eons. And she's been going through her own awakening, and that's what her soul chose. And so then our souls all chose to come here at the same time to either assist her or assist others or assist ourselves in our own soul's evolution. And I do truly believe that we're all one. So we're all doing this together. And so I think a lot of people feel it already. They know that they're psychic, or they know that this is happening, or they're, well deep in it, like you, very aware, feeling all the things. And then there's some people that are like, what is going on? And are almost a little afraid, but more out of overwhelm, of just this is a lot at once. And so I feel like just a reminder of that, our souls chose this moment to come in and experience this. And it's actually a beautiful invitation and gift from the divine, which, the divine could be clarified as the universe, God, our own souls, Mother Gaia's soul. Just an invitation from the divine to be step into your most authentic self, your truest. And so, yeah, I think it's happening right now because we all chose for it to happen. And there's actually nothing to be afraid of. Not that our fear isn't valid, but that it's actually, we're very guided. We're very supported. Even our souls are guiding and supporting us. So, yeah.
That's so beautiful. Thank you. Wow. Yeah. Do you feel like the fact that we chose, just like as you said, the fact that we chose this gift, even if it feels overwhelming for some of us who are awakening so fast to all of this clairsentience of the subtle worlds. Do you feel like this is linked to the purpose, actually, of what we came here to do on Earth, or the collective purpose also? What is your take on this, and how does that translate for you in this life?
That's a beautiful question. I feel like it's a yes and a no. I think that purpose is such an interesting word that I love to sit with, because I definitely feel like I have a purpose. I definitely feel like I came here to be exactly who I am, to be exactly me, who is a psychic clairvoyant, who is a filmmaker and a public speaker, who is, so many things. And so part of my purpose is just to be. It's just to be me, is to experience what the wind feels like, or the heat, or what chocolate tastes like, or what it feels like to speak with you, and just experience what it is to be in the human realm, and anger and sadness and grief, just to feel the depths of the whole spectrum. And so I truly, truly believe that is the purpose. And simultaneously, in that state of being, my authenticity comes out as an expression of my creations, my channel, my films, my conversations with people, my classes. And so there's this layer of like, some people could look at that and be like, oh, that's the purpose. Our creations, or the things that we're bringing here in. But I honestly, I have a wonderful friend who I honestly believe her purpose is, and she'll say it too, is just to walk the earth. She is just a vessel for wonderful energy to come through, and she just transmutes and transforms things by just sitting in the grass in different places in the world. And so the purpose, sometimes I can get caught up in being like, oh, it has to be actions, it has to be things, I need to be changing the world, and then just remembering that everything is perfect at the same time. And I truly believe that the human plane is one of the yin and yang, one of the dark and the light, the feminine and masculine, these polarities, and that there's nothing wrong with the polarities. And this is actually something that people ask me a lot, is about shadows and darkness and what we can call demons in these things. Is how do you see these things, and how do they make you feel? Because the fear of that can actually be, I found, at least for myself and a lot of my students, are things that hold them back. Is that we have this fear of the dark, or the things that feel dark and scary. And so we can stay away from exploring these other experiences, or the things that feel like they would maybe open us to them, the psychic things. But I truly believe that it's an ecosystem. The earth is an ecosystem. And yes, she's shifting, but the human plane, the third dimension, is a place of the light and the dark, and that's actually beautiful and meant to be and divine. It's a place where we came to experience the really tough days, and the really dark days, and the really difficult moments in life, like the death of a loved one, or these things. And that none of it is good or bad, none of it is wrong or right. We came here for the richness of the whole experience. We're hungry for the whole experience. And that's all just juicy and nourishing. And I forget it too, but I sometimes try to stop and just be like, but where is the juice in this moment? Where is the depth of the human experience in this moment? And so I think our purpose is to experience it all. Our purpose is to be our authentic selves and experience it all. And that authenticity can bring things forth, or it can mean you sit in the grass. And that's it, yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah. Thank you so much for this, very, for me, very powerful answer that brings us back to simplicity and to the raw truth of being alive on Earth. Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, I wonder what you would have to, or what you would say to those people who are going through these major awakenings. They have been maybe encountering some darker realities, dimensions,
Yeah.
or they have all of a sudden been so much more sensitive and sensing and communicating with other realms.
Yeah.
So for those people who don't have yet the experience or the right mentoring or the right approach being given to them, how would you guide them?
I feel like the first thing, honestly, would be a simple piece of advice of just breathe. Just breathe. Again, I truly believe that the soul has chosen the path to walk through. And so knowing that you're guided, you have all your guides around you, all these beings that are here supporting you. So you're not alone, to lean on those beings, and also just feel them, open to receive them, allow them in to help guide you through that. And I think that the universe, the divinity, our guides, our higher self, whatever you want to call it, is speaking to us in every moment. So it's like the wind that blows through my hair, the fact that I stubbed my toe, the fact that, my phone died, like everything is the language of our guides. And so we are actually surrounded with mentors and guides every moment, and they're constantly speaking to us. And so to just remember that we're never alone, and that the overwhelm, the fear, any of that is so valid and is so beautiful and also scary and complex all at the same time. And so, you're not doing anything wrong. You haven't missed anything. You haven't not done something, done too much, whatever the mind can tell us. Just knowing that, at least how I see it, that everything is a divine plan, and to breathe into exactly your experience. It's a part of that human realm, the shadow and the light. And that's all beautiful. We came here for all of it. Call in the support that's around you, but also open to receive it, right? That's like sometimes the hardest part, is that we're like, okay, I'm here, but then actually opening our walls and bringing them down to allow ourselves to feel worthy of receiving that is really, I think, powerful. And then, being aware of our environment, our community, our surroundings, because our minds can already be such tricksters, can already be like absorbing a lot of our conditioning or bullies or things like that. And so they can be sometimes bullies to ourselves. So paying attention to, how does the mind talk to you in this moment of rapid awakening? And also, how does your community talk to you? Do you feel like you have people you can trust to talk to these things about, that are supportive? Because that is so important. Our community can really shape us. And so one of the things that I see a lot of people going through in rapid awakenings is not feeling like they have anyone to talk to. So trying to find spaces where you feel supported. See if there's any, meditations or sound baths in your area, even just the simple things where you can start to be like, oh, other people are going through this and I'm not alone, or I'm not crazy. And feeling that support, not just from the guides, but from the human realm as well, and the people around you.
That's beautiful. I feel like everything you just spoke about is what has been so helpful in my life too. It's seeking support, find the right community, ask the questions that you have to the right people, right? And I love what you said about calling in also the support and receiving it from the higher realms, from the more subtle layers of our spirit team. This in my life has been incredibly helpful. So I feel like it's really potent guidance here, always available, as you said. I wanted to know more about the way, because I know that you have gone through a whole journey on your own of finding out all the avenues to be safe within those gifts awakening inside of you. And you have built such a strong relationship with all of these other realms, not just physical, and at the same time integrating it very much in your human body and human self. So you have done this beautiful work, and I know that with everything that you have learned, you are now guiding others with specific ways. And so I wanted you to be able to talk more about those ways, those methods, and those kind of guidances that you designed in order to help others too.
I think that my main expression is a channel. I really keep coming back to the fact that I'm a vessel. And it's nourishing and humbling and exciting all at the same time, of that true trust and faith in the divine energy around the timing, the words that come through, everything, and myself included. And so my main offerings have been kind of a collection of my whole life. I was originally a filmmaker and a film director for a long time, and then slowly working through my own fears around the psychic things, which is super relatable. And also a lot of self-doubt of, no, I can't be special, or this isn't happening to me, or a lot of fear of what I would see. I've been clairvoyant my whole life. But I honestly probably actually admitted it to myself about 5 years ago. So it was a wild ride. And so now where my passion lies is talking about these things, is talking about in just a very matter-of-fact way, just a very like human grounded way. Can be super like floaty and etherical, but also at the same time in the earth. And I really do feel like that's a part of my path too, is to connect the two, is to be that channel, that vessel where the two are kind of mixing and then coming forth. And so that is why I'm so passionate about the classes that I teach, is, and a lot of them, and almost all of them, we talk about fear and doubt, because I truly think that a lot of these abilities are natural. A lot of these abilities are things we've had our whole lives, but that we've blocked to, or that traumas or heaviness has kind of like weighed them down. And so I love to teach others how to lift those things up, which also can include different therapy practices. It's like, I almost see it as like we're this crystalline soul, we're this clear, beautiful, clear quartz. And throughout our lives, we have conditioning and bullying and our own traumas and our own negative voices and experiences, all these things that kind of layer all this like darker gunk around us. And so in that crystalline clear quartz of our soul, we have incredible divine abilities. We can connect with all the divinity around us and really do magical things. And we kind of have to slowly or rapidly, however your life path takes you, kind of clear off that gunk in order to really access things. So in some ways I offer therapy practices, like a holistic therapy practice. Especially the people that come to me are usually ones that are also, they're dealing with traumas, but also they have their psychic gifts at the same time, which is really interesting. Those are the people that find me. And so, helping, and we're humans, like I get gunk attached to me still, you know what I mean? It's like it keeps coming and then it keeps clearing. And so offering the psychic readings, like allowing to be that channel for people and allowing those messages to come through for them. But then really where my biggest passion is the classes, where I it's more about the psychic things, but it's also with the understanding that gunk is also part of the process that is disconnecting us sometimes from our psychic abilities, or skewing them, or causing us to block ourselves, so that there's a little bit of, self-awareness and self-healing. I believe we're all our own healers, we're all our own psychics, we're all our own gurus, all of these things. And it's still so nourishing and wonderful to be here on this planet, connected and helping each other and allowing ourselves to be supported by others, but also at the end of the day, remembering that we can do anything for ourselves as well. There's no shame of having others hold space for us and help us. That's exactly why we're here, is to be in community. And then that also leads me to like this channel and the psychic stories and the different documentaries. All of it is then more teachings, more channeling. It's me being a vessel to allow more messages to come through, not just for one person in a reading, but for the collective, or teaching more about how to connect with your abilities. So that really feels like my journey was trusting that I am a psychic, and it was a very long, winding, spiraling up and down path. And so that has made me very passionate about helping to guide others to trust their own abilities too.
Wow. This is exciting, actually,
Yeah.
to realize that, yeah, as you said, we all can access all of these divine gifts, that they are in the clear crystal of our soul.
Yeah.
This is really exciting for the world.
Mm.
How do you imagine the world evolving, actually, as we are all encountering and finally allowing those gifts to be plainly awakened and embodied? How do you see, our planet evolving and our humanity awakening or living in a new way? What is exciting about this vision also? And if you can tell us what you see with this path of awakening, and then what's happening then.
Wow, that is such a beautiful question. And also, I'm just a little forewarning, can be something that feels both light and dark. For me, I honestly have had visions and messages about it for a while. And of course, also there's wonderful teachers that are already in this world sharing these things that I feel like I resonate with. So not just my own beliefs and my own messages, but a collective of people that I trust and believe in. And for a while, it scared me a little bit. And in like the most, wow, this is magical and exciting. And also, wow, this is maybe intense. The future of evolution. However, I actually had a reading with a man probably about a year ago, and this like mantis being came through me. And it was so interesting because he, like the being that came through me and that man were so similar. And I can really see how he was like from this planet or this world. And I remember this mantis being explaining it in the most beautiful way. In the most, like, it just pulled all the fear out of me. Because the way I see us evolving is that our souls are on an individual journey of evolution. And it's allowed to take us however long we want. We do not have to evolve in this lifetime, and that's fine. And also, we're one. And so I believe that we're all collectively adding to the evolution of the one consciousness as well. And so there's no right or wrong way to live out your life, even if, you feel like you resist the awakening in this life. No right or wrong way. Beautiful. You're adding to everything and you're on your own journey, and that's no problem. And maybe that's exactly what you came here for, was to feel the awakening and resist it your whole life. Okay, no problem. And so the way I see us evolving is the earth almost splitting in two, where one version of her will stay in the third dimension, and then another version of her will shift to the fifth dimension. And so she's in this process, and you can start to, a lot of my friends and people that I've talked to will start to feel it. Like some days you're kind of like, whoa, everything feels holographic and unreal. And I see, honestly, I was just having a conversation with a friend last night, how we've started seeing this honeycomb of light in the sky. And it's just, we're like, and both of us are like, are we crazy? Like, what is happening? And then I said it out loud, and she said, did you just say honeycomb? Like, that's what I've been seeing. And we're both just like, and so you can kind of have glimpses as she's shifting. And there's nothing to be afraid about. It's not like, oh, now I'm having a bad day and now I'm here. Oh no, now I feel more third dimension. It's okay. We're shifting too. And again, if our soul doesn't evolve in this life, it'll happen eventually in the right time. It's patience, just like our healing journey is a patient one. And sometimes we have really heavy days, and that's beautiful. That's actually allowing for the light as well. So again, I find they're both divine. And some of us came to stay in the third the whole time. Some of us came to go to the fifth. Some of us came to be in that moment of choice point and to kind of hover and decide at the last minute. Some of us came to assist more people to the fifth. Some of us came to stay back, even though we could have gone to the fifth. We feel guilty or pain for our loved ones, and we want to stay back with them. And so I think it'll be a bit of a complex journey, but also that it's a divine one, that everything was meant to happen and our souls chose, and there's no rush in evolving, just like there's no rush in healing. We have infinite amount of time. I really believe time is a circle, and we're just gonna move when it's meant to. I think it's just really remembering that there is no right or wrong way to do this. I think that shift that the earth is opening to for the fifth is what's also opening our psychic abilities, because those are a big part of the fifth dimension. And so that is why a lot of us are feeling it. And even those that maybe decide to stay in the third, they can still be feeling it because they're a part of the earth right now as she's transitioning and moving in this experience. And so all the wonderful experiences of the fifth are starting to come through. And all the experiences of the third, we're experiencing both. And circling back to the message that came through with the mantis was that still holds such a structural point for me in this experience of what is happening to the earth and to our whole consciousness, the whole human plane, is just like a butterfly. The whole idea is that the caterpillar, aka the third dimension, builds the chrysalis and the structure from its old. So it builds its space to dissolve and be reborn from its old, from the third dimension. And so we built this structure around us to hold us as we dissolve inside of it, as we also start to slowly grow our wings and slowly start to become the butterfly, but we're still being held by this third dimensional material, this structure. And so that's why we're kind of like feeling a bit of both at the same time. And that third dimensional experience will actually continue to hold us until the butterfly is fully formed. And then until it's completely ready. And then it will start to break away, the chrysalis, and then there'll be the shift, then there'll be the two. And so it really helps me, especially seeing like the state of the world and a lot of the different wars and things being from the US, seeing the bomb dropped on Iran, all of these things are horrific and I would love to never happen. And also I see how the third dimensional chrysalis is holding this process and how we are dissolving inside of it, and how that dissolve is scary. It's like a death and rebirth, an ego death. Like that's a really scary process, but we are held. And we're not held by something bad. The third dimension isn't bad. We're held by part of the earth in her home, like that we've lived on the whole time, that we've had other lives in. That's holding us, and that's okay to let that hold us. And it's okay to let it dissolve inside. And it's okay to slowly grow our wings while we still are being held by this structure. And we'll continue to be held until we're fully ready. And that, like I was saying before, I've studied death care a lot, and dying and living, I used to think is like, oh, then one day we start dying, and then right after that we're dead. Actually, something I've come to realize now is that dying and living are constantly happening simultaneously. Just like we're constantly living, we're constantly dying. And when it comes to the end where maybe we're struggling with aging or disease, that those two the dying and the living, they don't all of a sudden hit like a huge cross point where it just starts happening. It just starts to happen a little bit more rapidly, but they're still happening simultaneously, always. And it's not this big scary thing. Death is like birth. We're just being born into the next realm. And it's a cycle, and it's beautiful, and it's nothing that I feel afraid of, but maybe sometimes my human self gets a little like, well, to be honest, but it's the same thing with this experience, that they're happening simultaneously and slowly. And it'll happen at the perfect moment when the wings are fully formed, and we'll still be held in that structure the whole time. And it's not like, oh no, I'm having a bad day today, am I going to miss it? Like, no, it's okay to dissolve. It's okay to be slowly reborn. We're being held the whole time, and we're here for each other, to help each other, and we're here for our guides are here to help us, and there's no right or wrong way to live this life. And who knows if it's even going to happen in this life, Who knows if the shift will even happen? Who knows if it's going to take 10 years or hundreds of years? And I really fully surrender to divine timing that I don't have to know. So yeah, that would be my long answer to your question.
This is a very powerful answer and powerful image you gave also with the butterfly and the chrysalis. It definitely it gives a lot of sense to what we have been hearing maybe from other channels, what some of us have been feeling around this potential happening in the future. And so I really, really love this image, because it makes a lot of sense. This is exactly what is happening.
Yeah.
It's never like this resistance or like this big separation.
Yeah.
You know, one is resisting the other, so we just part ways.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Right? It's exactly this chrysalis that you explain is so insightful, because it truly is one creating the other and one holding the other, always, always, always.
Yeah.
So thank you for giving us this very beautiful insight of always trusting. And this, more than anything, is the most important, to trust and have faith in this path and in the timing that is occurring. So I'm interested in knowing, maybe to wrap it up, is there a message that you would give actually to our future version?
I love that.
In whatever timing that is, right? But would there be a message coming through for the future of humanity?
Wow, that's a really beautiful question. The thing that comes through really strongly is actually the other way, a message for us from future.
Yeah, please.
And like, it's interesting, I haven't ever actually tried to tap into this like version of myself, but I could almost feel her as you started asking the question, and her just like kind of smiling down, and just like, maybe not down, but like backwards, you know? And just really like thanking us. Just really, really like this very soft, beautiful light energy, just being so grateful and having so much love and compassion, and just seeing us and seeing how perfect we are, and how beautiful and rich and nourished we are, and nourishing we are for them. And just really being like, thank you. Thank you for being exactly who you are in this moment. Thank you for being exactly where you are in this moment. Thank you for everything you've experienced, everything you will experience. You are perfect, you are loved, you are held. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Like, never stop seeing yourself for everything that you are. We're so excited to see you in the future, in that moment. And we're here right now supporting you and love you so deeply. And yeah, that was what it comes through strongly for me.
Ow. Ooh, I really felt that. Yeah. Thank you so much, Heather.
Yeah.
This is wonderful. It feels like, you know, I like to always say that there is so much more beyond the words that we speak. And even though today the words were super powerful to actually express what is happening, there is this full transmission that is happening at the same time that is beyond the mental.
Yeah.
And I feel like today it's been very alive and present. And so this transmission, especially this last one, is for all the people watching, if you can tune into your heart and truly feel what it feels like to receive those absolutely truthful words from the future of our humanity, because this is real, this is all happening, and we are the ancestors of that too. And thank you so much for everything that you shared today. It's very helpful and beautiful guidance, really, for everyone.
Thank you for really holding the container in the space. It was just so beautiful to watch you shine and to be nourished together and to create this together, and our friendship to grow. So thank you. Thank you.
Sending you so much love from Corfu.
Yes. Ciao.